Good evening, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome our distinguished guest, CA Lekha Bang, ma'am, Assistant Manager at PwC and Volunteer at Zomato. With her inspiring journey and diverse experience, she brings valuable insights into the world of finance and beyond. Today's session on career counseling is sure to guide and motivate us towards the right path in our professional journey. Now, I would like to hand over the session to Lekha ma'am. We are truly grateful to have you with us today.
Thank you so much, Avani. Firstly, good evening, everybody. Firstly, I would like to really thank the team, Hanish, Himanshi, Avni, and everybody there, who has invited me to be a guest speaker in this session. It's a really grateful opportunity for me, and also that because I am a member in Rotract Utkarsh, so I will introduce myself, a brief introduction. So I am Lekha, and I am based out of Hyderabad. I'm a qualified chartered accountant, and I've also done my MBA in leadership and management. I'm working in PwC India, one of the big fours, as an assistant manager in the audit department. And I'm also a part of a lot of volunteering activities, including my club, which is Rotaract Club of Utkarsh. So I'm here also in a way to present my club, and we carry out a lot of social activities and a lot of social projects in Hyderabad and across India as well. So that is the reason I'm here to be a guest speaker. And I would like to know all of you as well, but because due to the time constraint, like we cannot do a proper introduction of everybody. But yeah, I would like if all of you can turn on your cameras so that the session becomes a little bit interactive. It's not a compulsion, but if you can, I can see few faces, and I'm assuming that everybody is in the age group of 18 to 25, 24, 25. Yeah. And as far as the questions are concerned, I would request if we can have all the questions at the end, so that the flow of the session still remains intact. And I will answer all your questions, but at the end, okay, you can make a note of your questions, and we can take it up at the end. All right. So with that base, let's start the session. I will just give me a second. So, as you all must be aware that today we are going to talk about finance. You can see the slide, right? There are a lot of things in finance. Finance is, as such, is a very broad term. So, if you can see on the slide, there's banking, there's investment, there's savings, a lot more to it. And a 30 minutes or a 1 hour session is really very small to explain what exactly finance is, as in all, but still I'll try my level best to touch upon the pointers which will be really useful for you in your initial stages of your career. All right, so before starting, I want each one of you to ask yourself a question. If you're here at this stage, why do you want to make a career in finance? Because a lot of times what happens, I have seen cases where students, I can just give you an example where मतलब मम्मी के किसी कजिन ने बता दिया कि मेरा बेटा तो सीए कर रहा है, तुम आप आपके बेटे को भी सीए कराओ, तो मम्मी अपने पास आके बोलेगी कि अरे ये तो सीए कर रहा है, चलो तुम भी सीए कर लो. So with that pressure, the student is actually in that pressure, and he gets into that hole of कि सीए करना है, चलो सीए करेंगे. And once he gets into that loop, and obviously if there is no interest in the course, so that person the student cannot clear the examination, even though if he puts so much of efforts. But interest is the basic thing for any student to clear an examination. So attempt पे attempt चलता रहेगा, but at the end होगा क्या कि वो he is just stuck in that loop. and he's not able to get out of it. The student is not able to get out of that loop, right? So that is the reason the first and initial question that one should have in your mind is, why do you want to do finance? I mean, why do you want to enter the world of finance? So for that, my initial recommendation would really be कि आप एक लॉन्ग टर्म कोर्स करने से पहले, बिफोर गेटिंग इनटू अ लॉन्ग टर्म कोर्स, you can do some short term certifications, or a certification of 1 or 2 weeks in finance. Any certifications, like there are a lot of free certifications available in the market. You can pick 1 or 2 week certification, or a week's program, or a day's program, and then you can at least know the basics of finance. Then you will really understand whether am I really do I really want to do finance or not? Do I really want to enter into this? If not, what will happen once you enter without interest, and then at one stage of point you will be like, I'm done with this. I mean, it will be too late for you at that point. So it's better that you do some long term, short term course certification, so that you also get a basic idea. It will also take less of your commitment, less investment in terms of financial investment, if I can talk about, and also less of your time. Then once you discover your interest in finance, then you can go ahead and you can pursue your full time long term career in finance. That is the initial recommendation that I would give every student to follow. Okay, so that is first thing. And next thing what I want to highlight is, finance, it's a really broad term, but actual में finance होता क्या है? It starts from our home. Okay, it starts from our household. If you see, you must have obviously seen all your parents talking about अपना monthly budget इतना है, घर का monthly budget इतना है, खर्चा कैसे निकालेंगे? What is that? It is financial planning, financial budgeting. So these terms that appear to be a lot complex in when you go to big organizations, but in reality it is just a very simple term which starts from your home. कि भाई मतलब हमारा monthly income is 10,000, for example. I'm just giving an example. Out of that, 2,000 मुझे rent pay करना है. You prioritize your expenses, right? 2,000 I want to pay rent, 2,000 will be grocery, 2,000 will be XYZ, some other thing based on your requirement and needs and necessities, and then remaining whatever will be left, that is your saving. And saving का फिर क्या करते हैं? You invest it, right? So this is a loop, and this loop at home, it starts at small scale, but when it comes to an organization, it becomes a large scale. That is the only difference. Just because it's in an organization, it appears to be a lot complex. घर पे हम कैसे करते हैं? पेन पेपर बुक लेके करते हैं ये फाइनेंस, मतलब जो अपना बजटिंग होता है. अभी तो ठीक है, वी हैव एक्सेल, वी हैव अ लॉट मोर थिंग्स इन द मार्केट, बट अर्लियर आई एम टेलिंग दैट वी द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट वी डू इज पेन एंड पेपर, बुक एंड पेपर. वही ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में क्या होता है? बिकॉज देर आर बिकॉज ऑफ द वॉल्यूम ऑफ द ट्रांजैक्शंस, you will have to do it in a software which we called as SAP, which we called as Tally. All these are your accounting, financial softwares only, right? And that is only because of the volume of the transaction that all these concepts come into place. But ground reality and the base and the fundamental that you need to understand about finance is that it starts from your home. Okay, it starts from your household, and in daily life you see a lot of transactions appearing, or going ahead in your daily life, that is nothing but financial transactions. That it just happens on a large scale at an organization level. That is the reason it becomes a lot more complex. But if you understand the fundamental, you can directly get into the finance course, and you can directly start your finance journey. Okay, so that is one thing that I would like to point out. Next, if we talk about why do we have to, one second, I'll just, the reason why I chose this topic today is because I see a lot of students, they just want to enter the finance domain, but they don't really know उसमें होता क्या है. Finance is such a buzzword, but we don't really know a lot of courses in finance, so it becomes really confusing for the student who wants to have a clarity कि मुझे करना क्या है. Okay, so that's the reason I was like, this is the need of the hour. The student really wants to know, or has to know, before starting the career कि finance में क्या क्या domain होते हैं, what are the sub categories, what are the entry level jobs, how can you see yourself within the next 5 years, okay, 5 to 7 years of your career after you finish your studies, what exactly you can expect from the market, because market has a lot of jobs to offer, right? So that is the whole point why I chose this topic, because this is a much needed topic for the students. Okay, now if we talk about top reasons why you should consider a career in finance, first thing, it's a very dynamic industry. Okay, you see a lot of new things coming into the finance sector. Consider be it fintech, you see a fintech technology which is happening, everything is becoming digitalized nowadays, right? There's no paper involved, there's no paperwork involved, so everything is digitalized. So fintech is something which is an evolving industry in the future. When you talk about AI, AI, as we all know, AI is also there in finance also has an AI. So there are a lot of upcoming trends and new things coming in the industry. So obviously at all times, for a finance professional, this industry will be a demanding industry. You will always have a demand in the market. ओके, सो ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा कि आपको मार्केट में फाइनेंस के जॉब्स नहीं मिल रहे. दैट विल नेवर हैपन. यू विल श्योरली गेट अ जॉब बिकॉज ऑफ द डायनामिक इंडस्ट्री इट इज. ओके, मतलब वी आर रिक्वायर्ड टू बी देयर. Next I can talk about, it is exciting, challenging, and fast paced. Again, if I relate it to the previous point, it is, there are a lot of challenges involved, problem solving skills that you should have when you are actually entering into the finance domain. And there are always opportunities for growth, as again it is linked to the market demand, because finance is a high demanding job, like everything in finance. So obviously there are career growth opportunities which you will get. And one of the most stable career choices, as I told you, there are always jobs available in the finance, and the need for finance candidates is rapidly growing. डे बाय डे अगर आप लिंक्डइन खोलोगे, या if you see naukri.com or any job platform, you can see hundreds of jobs, thousands of jobs for a finance professional. Okay, and there are opportunities worldwide also. Okay, not just in India, because now if you see many US companies, many global companies, they are coming into India, they are investing in India. So that is automatically creating jobs for the global, which means you have a job opportunity in worldwide also. Okay, and there are endless career possibilities. Again, all these points, it comes to only a one conclusion, that finance is a very high demanding profession, where there are always opportunities, there are always career growth progression chances. Okay, so that is on the top 6 reasons. I mean, these are just few reasons that I have picked it out here, so that and you are aware that why, how much important it is to be in the finance domain. Also, if you see who is the most demanded, so budget day hota hai apna. When is the budget day? February, right? फर्स्ट फेब को बजट डे होता है. तब पूरी दुनिया की आंखें किस पे होती है? निर्मला सीतारमण. Why? Because she is the finance minister, right? So if you see from that point of view, so finance minister को जब इतनी importance मिल रही है, because finance is the backbone of our economy. तो just बस सोचो कि finance minister को भी इतनी importance मिल रही है, and the entire economy lies on the decisions made in the budget, right? So उस हिसाब से आपका contribution कितना रहेगा, and how much can you contribute, and that contribution becomes also important. Okay, next if we talk, 1 second. Yeah, now coming on to the main topic. This was just an introduction that I wanted to give. Now coming on to the main topic, this is just a snapshot that I have taken from one of the institutes, which is Corporate Financial Institution. So here, if you see, finance is divided. Okay, finance is divided into 4 categories, 4 broad categories: banks, institutions, public accounting, corporates. And again, there are subdivisions over there, but let's first talk about these four categories as a whole. What do you mean by public accounting? Public accounting is where you have to handle the accounts of any company, the accounts of any organization. Okay, that is public accounting. It is wholly concerned with the accounting work, the fundamental accounting, debit credit जो अपन करते हैं, जो अपन सीखते हैं, that is nothing but public accounting. In simple terms, if I talk about it, again there are subdivisions which we will come back to it later, but in simple terms, if I talk about it, public accounting is debit credit, accounting entry, accounting concepts, everything which is concerned with the accounts of a organization. Next, if we talk about banks, okay, banks again, as you know, you all must have, you all have a bank account. You all have, you all go to the banks. What do you see there? There's a commercial banking. Okay, banks is nothing but, in banks also a finance professional is required, because there are a lot of things like loans, deposits, and you need people to handle those accounts of a bank. That is nothing but banks. We'll talk about again the subdivisions in banks. Next, coming to the institutions. In institutions, again, you have like a lot of institutions that you see, financial institutions, for example. You have JP Morgan, you have Goldman Sachs. There are a lot of organizations who are completely dedicated to financial organizations. That is again institutions. And if I talk about corporates, again, it is also like an organized a complete financial organization. Okay, and now if I talk about the subdivisions in each of these, in public accounting, this valuation. Okay, for example, if a company wants to get its if a company wants to sell the company, if the owner of the company, he wants to sell a company, what is the first thing he need? Everybody must have watched Shark Tank, right? What is the first thing that a company needs? A value. A value of the company. What is the value that I need my company to be on? That is nothing but a valuation. How do you value a company? So you learn all of it, and this valuation sector is concerned with that. There are a lot of valuation techniques, there are a lot of valuation methods that are there, that you will learn in the courses, right? Next, yeah, the company needs investment also. For investment, what do they need? They need to quote the value of their company, right? Only based on that, uh, a buyer will invest in the company. How much ever is your value, if you're the higher the value, the higher the investment, the higher the share, right? That is the valuation part. In transaction advisory, if we talk about transaction advisory, it specifically means that if two companies are going to get merged, Reliance and Geo are wanting to merge with each other, right? So what do they need? They need to have terms. They need to merge in such a way strategically that it will result in profit for both the companies. Reliance को भी profit होना चाहिए, Jio को भी profit होना चाहिए, तभी वो लोग merge करेंगे. एंड वो मर्जर का भी एक पूरा प्रोसेस होता है जो कंपनीज एक्ट गवर्न करता है. तो ये सब सीखने के लिए और ये सबको फैसिलिटेट करने के लिए ट्रांजैक्शन एडवाइजरी में जॉब्स होते हैं. There are jobs in transaction advisory. Transaction advisory is nothing but advising your clients on merging, demerging, या जो भी दो कंपनीज करना चाहता है, on those two things, the you will advise if once you enter into this domain to your clients. Okay, due diligence क्या होता है? Next, due diligence is nothing but if an investor wants to invest in your company. Okay, investor A wants to invest in the company B. What does he want? He wants to know कि ये कंपनी में क्या क्या है, if everything is going right or wrong, सब कुछ ठीक चल रहा है नहीं चल रहा है, कुछ कुछ फ्रॉड होने के चांसेस है नहीं है, फ्रॉड हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है. सो ऑल दिस ड्यू डिलिजेंस कहते हैं इसको, कि इन्वेस्टर वांट्स टू कैरी अ ड्यू डिलिजेंस ऑफ द कंपनी. ड्यू डिलिजेंस कौन करता है? द पर्सन्स हु आर देयर इन दिस डोमेन. अगेन देयर आर जॉब्स इन ड्यू डिलिजेंस एज वेल, जहां पे आप एक्ट करते हो, आप कंपनी का पूरा स्टडी करते हो, एंड देन यू प्रिपेयर अ रिपोर्ट. As a finance professional, you prepare a report and report to the investor who wants to invest in the company B. आप इन्वेस्टर ए को रिपोर्ट करते हो कि ये कंपनी बी में सब कुछ ठीक है, आप कंपनी बी में इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो. That is when this due diligence comes into the picture. So this, all of this is under the public accounting domain. The audit also comes into the due diligence picture. So audit क्यों कराते हैं? Audit अपने accounts का audit इसलिए कराते हैं so that we know that everything is going all right. The shareholders, audit report किसको देते हैं? Shareholders को. Board of directors, management, shareholders को audit report देते हैं. Why do we give the audit report? To ensure that everything is going all right and the shareholders should not worry about their investment in the company. इसीलिए, there are annual audits happening and there are few audits are also semi-annual, half-yearly audits भी होते हैं. Okay, so everything is coming into this public accounting domain where there are a lot of jobs opportunities. Okay. Second, if I talk about banks में, as I already told you, commercial banking. What is commercial banking? Again, loans, deposits. ये सबको facilitate करने के लिए भी तो आपको लोग चाहिए ना. When you go to a bank, you have people who facilitate these transactions for you, right? There are people who approve your loan. On what basis do they approve your loan? They check your CIBIL, they check your credit score. Only on those basis they approve the loan limit for you. Who does that? Again, a finance professional is required to do that. That is known as commercial banking. I mean, there are a lot of points, but I'm just touch basing upon each of the points so that you have a basic idea. Okay. Next, if we talk about sales and trading, again, bank mein, the bank also wants to sell. What do they want to sell? Their income is loan. Agar koi loan leta hai, to interest is their income. Right? So to facilitate those sales and trading transactions in a bank, you need a finance professional who has a knowledge of the banking. Next, we have equity research. Equity research as in abhi stock market chal raha hai. Stock market mein market research hote hai, right? Who tells you the trends of the stock. एक stock है, stock A, उसका trend आपको बताते हैं, right? That is the equity research. उसके लिए भी तो आपको market research चाहिए. Who is the market research? Again, a finance professional is needed there. Next, investment banking. Investment banking as I told you, there are a lot of investment banking companies, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, who are into this investment banking domain where they handle the investments of the bank and they help the clients or help they manage they plan all the investments of the bank. I mean, bank के पास savings है. As I told you in the starting of the session, एक घर पे अगर savings होते हैं last में, उसको you will plan to invest, right? Same if a bank wants to invest in some investments, this investment banking person comes into the picture. Again, there a finance professional is needed. There are a lot of courses that you can do in order to get a job in the investment banking sector as well. I'll talk about it in the next slide. Okay. Next, coming on to institutions, again, private equity hota hai, portfolio management hota hai. Portfolio management as in a person A, he has given you his funds. Okay, he has given you 100 rupees, for example, and he tells you to manage his portfolio, to invest wherever you want. But he has only one condition, that you have to give him full returns. That is the condition that he has. Minimum risk, maximum return. Sabko to yahi chahiye na? Everybody wants that when you want to plan your investment, right? So that portfolio management comes into the play. You will handle his portfolio. Okay, you will say 100 rupees को मुझे कैसे invest करना है so that my clients get the ultimate benefit from that. 100 out of 100, I want to invest 20 in stock market. I want to invest 10 in mutual funds. Okay, and then I want to invest rest in some bonds, treasury bonds ले लिया या कोई भी bonds ले लिया. तो वैसे आप उनका portfolio manage करते हो, आप उनका fund manage करते हो. You manage the funds of your clients. So there are a lot of job opportunities here also. Okay, or else, I mean, there are endless opportunities if I keep talking about it. Next, if we go to the research, again, research, as I told you about the equity research, here also institutions want research from you. So you will have to do some market analysis, market research, कि financial market में क्या चल रहा है, and then you will have to report to your institution. Okay, so वहाँ पे भी again a finance professional is needed. Next, if I talk about corporates में भी, for example, in a company, you can be in a treasury department कर सकते हो. Financial FP&A is financial planning and analysis. जैसे आपने घर का बजट बनाते हैं, आपके पापा मम्मी आपका घर का बजट बनाते हैं, वैसे आपको आपके कंपनी का बजट बनाना होगा. The company which you will be working in, वहां पे this FP&A role में you will have to make or do a financial planning and analysis of the company that you are working in. They will give you a yearly budget कि हमारा budget 1,000 crores है. Now you will have to plan their budget and plan the entire year's finance in such a way that it does not cause disruption to the company. Company should be in profits, company should be in working capital requirements, company के disturb नहीं होना चाहिए, and in such a way you will have to plan your financial planning of the company. तो उसके लिए भी you need some knowledge, you need to do some workings, you need problem solving and skills, you need all of it in this domain also. Next, investor relations, corporate development. Again, corporates as in companies, organizations, बड़े बड़े organizations का you need to do how do you develop their finance domain, how do you develop their financial uh, stability of an organization, that is covered under the corporate sector. I hope that this chart is clear to you. I mean, I'm not, again, I'm telling you, I've not touched upon anything in detail because of the time constraint, but I'm trying my level best to give and touch upon each of the topics so that you have a basic idea. Okay, and if you are interested in any one of it or any one, then you can do a detailed analysis on that. Based on the points that I've told you, you can do a detailed analysis or detailed research on your own. Okay, next, if we come on, 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, so now coming on to the courses in finance in India. Okay, there are a lot of courses, as you all are aware. I mean, many of you are aware or must have heard the name of the course at least. So, for an entry level student at 10th who has just passed his 10th, I'll take up that question at the end, Akash. Yeah. So for a person who is an entry level student who has passed his 10th examination, what is the first thing that he needs to do if he wants to enter into finance? He needs to do his commerce. All right. Commerce करना होगा 11th and 12th में. He has to select economics, commerce, accounts, that subjects. And then after 12th, you need to do for your graduation, you need to do BCom or BBA. You can choose both of, I mean, any of these. This is an ideal path, ideal career path that I'm telling if you want to do if you want to make a career in finance. I mean, there are a lot of students again who do science in 11th and 12th and still enter into finance. That can also be done. I'm not saying that science करके आप finance में नहीं आ सकते हो. आप आ सकते हो, but you need additional efforts for that. But then ideal part to get into finance career is to do 11th and 12th commerce, and then in your graduation you will have to do BCom or a BBA. Okay, and after you complete your graduation, there are multiple courses available, chartered accountancy being the most popular one here. Again, chartered accountancy, it is a long term course. It takes a lot of commitment to do a CA course. Okay, यहाँ पे अगर आप duration देख सकते हो, सबसे ज़्यादा duration is in a CA course. Almost it takes 3 years minimum, 4 years minimum to 7 years. 7 8 years. I mean, the upper limit I cannot tell you. It depends on how quick a student clears his CA exam, but minimum 3 years is needed for a CA course completion. Okay, and the pass rate over there is 4 or 5%, as you all know. Nowadays, I mean, over the years it has been increasing. The institute is trying to make its papers, subjects and syllabus a bit simpler for everybody, but still again the pass rate is a less. And then eligibility, again 10 plus 2 with your BCom, you can start your CA course. Okay, and then acceptance, CA is accepted in India, it's recognized in India, right? Next, MBA is the next option. There is MBA in finance from tier 1 institutes or tier 2 institutes. Tier 1 is preferred. Again, for that you will have to write your CAT examination. Okay, I am sure like you must be aware of what CAT is. CAT is your entrance examination to get into a lot of I mean IIMs and tier 1 institutions. And MBA, again, it takes 2 years, and 70 to 80% is the pass rate. And the MBA is recognized in India and global, depends again on the institute that you are doing it from. Okay, that is the second option that you have. Next, there's CFA. CFA, who does CFA? CFA is certified financial analyst. Who does CFA? CFA is for someone who wants to make a career, as I told in the previous slide, in investment banking, okay, in portfolio management, in risk management, specifically in a finance career, specifically in a complete finance career. So CFA, yeah, sorry, I am really sorry, I mispronounced it. It is chartered financial analyst. So CFA is for someone who wants to get into completely into investment banking sector. Okay, again the pass percentage there is 40 to 50%, and you will need a graduation degree to enter into the CFA. And CFA is recognized, it's a global degree, it's recognized all around the globe. Okay, next, if I talk about CPA, CPA, again, it's a global course, which means certified public accountant. It takes 1 or 2 years to do. So who has to do a CPA? It is suitable for those who wants to get into public accounting domain. As I showed you in the last chart in the circle, the last, the bottom corner of the circle, which is the public accounting, as in again accounts, audit, due diligence, these kind of domains. If you want to enter, you need to do CPA. Okay, next, it again needs 30 to 50%, it's a pass rate. And you need a the post graduation degree you can also do it with a graduation degree, but there's a minimum work experience and everything involved there. Okay, and then it's a global recognized course. Next, if we talk about CIMA, CIMA is like cost and management accountant. So it is again a global course. Who has to do a CIMA? Who is interested in financial planning and analysis? Who is interested in management, budgeting, finance budgets, all of that. So that student can do CIMA. Again, it takes 2 to 3 years. The pass percentage is 40 to 60%. Eligibility is 10 plus 2, and it is again recognized global. ACCA, ACCA is recognized. I mean, it's a UK based course actually, but it is again recognized in global, and it takes around 2 to 3 years. This is also again for someone who wants to get into public accounting. It's similar. It's quite similar to CPA course. Okay, but CMA, the CIMA that I spoke about here, ICICMA is the Indian version of it. CIMA is recognized globally, but CMA, which is the cost and management accountant, it is recognized in India. Again, it's similar to CIMA only, and it takes you around 3 to 5 years. The pass percentage is 10 to 15. So, in India, we have CA, we have CMA, we have CS. Okay, CA, I spoke to you about CA earlier. CMA is this one, and there's again, yes, I will. Again, there's CS, which is a company secretary. I mean, I'm not covered CS here because CS is not directly related to finance domain. It's more into compliances and law perspective, but that's the reason. And next, if we talk about FRM, FRM is a financial risk manager. Okay, who has to do an FRM? Who is interested in financial risk management? Who is interested in courses, or who is interested in job opportunities in risk management? Okay, those students can pursue FRM. Again, it's a 2 to 3 years course. 40 to 50% is the pass rate, and you will have the eligibility is graduation or the final year of graduation. Again, this course is also recognized globally. Okay. And other than these, also there are few offbeat courses also in finance domain, like CFE. CFE is Certified Fraud Examiner. Okay, this is a very evolving course because there are a lot of frauds happening in the in organizations, and we come across lot of scams, lot of headlines that come into the picture. In that case, a certified fraud examiner comes into the place, who examines or who investigates whether a fraud is there in the company or not. Okay, his role, he's a company can appoint a CFE, certified fraud examiner, to appoint him to report him whether the fraud has taken place. If yes, and detailed investigation in the fraud, who has done the fraud, what can be done. There are a lot of things over there, but this course is also something which is very evolving. If you want to make a career in your fraud examination related to things, this is very similar to the internal audit also. There's again another course on internal audit. Okay, if you want to get into audit domain, there are again statutory audit, internal audit, where you can do your CA, and you can get into the internal audit and audit department as a whole. Okay, and apart from this, there are a lot of skills also that you need, which are like analytical skills, problem solving skills. You need a lot of communication skills. You need your, because now everything is technology based. You need to have a quick grasp or quick hand on the Microsoft Excel. So I would really recommend, if you have any free time, please check out for courses where you can develop your skills. Okay, degree is one thing. Degree is something which you will definitely do. Some, everybody will pick some or the other course and go ahead with it, but skills is another thing. Okay, skills is a separate, I'll take that question at the end, Anirudh. I'll take all the questions at the end, don't worry. Skill is a separate thing altogether. Skill is something that you need to have, because if you have the degree and if you don't have the skills, I mean, there are it will become really tough for you to crack the interviews also, because they are actually, the job recruiters and everybody is looking for skills. So I would really recommend, if you get any free time, please do your skills, improve your skills on, let it be Excel, PPT, or all these kind of skills, or other soft skills like personality development, like communication. And because this, all of this will help you in the long run, and to actually be a part of this finance career. Okay, one second. Next, there is a question in the chat box. Yeah, Arushi, what should be the legitimate career path for becoming CFO, and what skills are required for the same? Okay, so to answer this question, Arushi, at the initial stages of your career, once you enter into the finance domain, the next slide is on this, that how do you have to enhance your career in finance so that you reach a leadership position, which is a CFO position. There are a lot of factors involved, a lot of hard work when you do a CA, you want to reach the CFO position. And also, I would like to highlight that I actually have done a podcast on this with one of the CFO of Indian School of Business. Okay, so you can, it's there on my LinkedIn. You can please listen to that podcast. It will really help you to know if you're really interested in the finance domain, and if you want to reach to the CFO level. That, it's, I think, 50 to 55-minute podcast, but it will really help you to actually know his experience as a CFO, and how did he reach from a career, initial stages of his career, to a CFO position. So I have recently done a podcast on that, like almost, I think, last month. Yeah. So it's there on my LinkedIn. I will give the link. At the end of the session, I'll just give a link to my LinkedIn ID, so that you can look at it there. Yeah, ma'am, I have keen interest in portfolio on fund management and equity research. I'm currently pursuing BCom and alongside studying about CFA. What will be the most suitable one, CA or MBA with my profile? So if you're studying BCom and then you're alongside studying about CFA, that I think CFA is a right choice for you. Pratyay, because if you're interested in portfolio or fund management, I think CFA is a better career choice. I mean, it's completely related to that. So you can continue doing CFA. I am not sure why. I mean, why are you thinking about CA or MBA right now? Because if you're doing CFA, then I mean that itself is sufficient. Later on, after your CFA, if you would like to study further and do MBA, that's a different thing altogether. But if you are interested in portfolio or fund management, I mean, no doubt you can go with CFA. Nilesh, free short-term skill courses which is beneficial for both commerce and humanities students. Okay, so I mean, Nilesh, you can reach out to me. I'll drop my LinkedIn ID. I will suggest you a few short-term skill courses. I mean, I have myself done when I was, a couple of years back or 2 to 3 years back. So there are a lot of free courses which I will suggest it to you. I'll send you the links personally, and you can check them out. Okay. Aditya, can you please provide the PDF if possible? Sure, I will do that. I'll provide this all the snapshots that I have. I'll send it to Himanshi or Anish, and they can forward it to you. I have completed my graduation in microbiology. Now I want to pursue CFA. Can you please provide a flowchart of how I should do it? Sure, Himanshi. Again, reach out to me on LinkedIn. We can also connect over a call, and I will surely explain you the way forward. I'm Sunil. Just now I'm pursuing MBA in finance and want to be a financial executive. So what courses should can you prefer? Okay, for a MBA in finance, you can do a lot of leadership courses, a lot of if you want to become a financial executive, you can do basic courses in finance. You can learn about FRM. You can learn about valuation modeling, financial modeling techniques, and everything. There are many courses in the market. Please reach out to me. I have a list of them ready. I can share it to you. Again, everybody who is asking about the short term certification courses, please reach out to me. I'll share the list along with the links that I have, and we can discuss and I can guide you through further as well. Currently pursuing MBA finance career path for investment banking. If you, Muskan, if you want to get into investment banking, you can, after your MBA finance, you can pursue CFA, and you can get into investment banking because CFA is considered as the most preferred qualification for investment banking. If you don't have, I mean, if there are a lot of time constraints and everything, then there are short courses also like FRM or financial modeling and valuation that will also help you in investment banking course. But if you are currently pursuing MBA finance, you can continue with it and you can do CFA. Shall I get a job with only CFA degree? I saw people do MBA for making a strong one, so I'm confused. So, if you do CFA, so Pratyay here, I think if you do CFA degree and later you can do MBA. So, in the market right now, there's MBA executive also, which you can do as a working professional. Once you get a job, you will definitely get a job with a CFA degree, no doubt in it. But once you get a job, you can continue doing your MBA also, MBA executive. That's how I did my MBA. I have done my MBA while working only. Okay, reach out to me. I can guide you further. And I'll take few questions at the. I mean, let's just complete the session first, and I'll take the questions. So, as I told you, I mean, this is the last slide. This is on the how to advance your career in finance. Again, as I told you, that you first thing that you need to do is enhance your qualification. Okay, as much as you can, please study. Please, develop your skills. learning is a continuous process, right? So it's really important that you keep developing your skills, keep doing short term certification courses as and when you get time. Okay, I know everybody watches, I mean सब OTT पे time spend करते हैं, सब series binge watch करते हैं, सब movies देखते हैं, but take out some time for this as well, because this is your career, this is something which will help you in the long run. So I am not saying give 100% of the time to this, to your qualification or your certifications, but please take out some important time so that you can enhance your qualification. Networking is the most important thing. Everybody, you have degrees, you have skills, but if you don't know how to network, or if you don't have a contact, because if you see, I mean it's really unfair, but this is how it is in the practical world, where referrals अगर होते हैं तो आपको जॉब मिल जाता है, even though you're more talented, even though you're more skillful, but if you don't have the right network, if somebody doesn't refer you, you'll be rejected. I mean, it's very unfair, but that is how the world is. Okay, and for that you need to build your contacts, you need to keep networking, you need to build your network. So that is where LinkedIn is also important. Okay, and if everybody, please create your LinkedIn IDs. If you're not on LinkedIn as of now, it will really help to build connections. Okay, that's how even I have built a connection so many across the year. I'm not saying it can happen overnight. एक दिन में आप connections नहीं बना सकते हो. Okay, it will take time, it's a continuous process, but keep networking. See, now I have taken this session, so I know everybody, I know all of you. Okay, you will reach out to me, I will reach out to you, we will build connection, and then I will have a circle, and कभी अगर मुझे आपकी जरूरत पड़े, you will also help me. कभी आपको मेरी जरूरत पड़े, I will also help you. So that's how you build a network. Okay, next, if we talk about self development, again, as I told you, you have to focus on your soft skills, you have to focus on your personality development also, because if you want to enter into a corporate world, you need to be presentable. Okay, because that's also one of the thing that the interviewers look at. How are you talking, आप कैसे बात कर रहे हो, आपका body language क्या है, all that also you need to focus on, you need to work on it. आप confidently बात कर रहे हो या आप nervous हो. I mean, everybody is nervous, even I am nervous at this point, but it just, I mean, it all depends on how you present yourself. आपको nervous दिखना नहीं है, आपको confident दिखना है. Okay, so for that you need to focus on your self development. There are a lot of soft skill courses जहाँ पे आप आपका communication अच्छा कर सकते हो, because but you need to work towards it. कुछ भी एक दिन में नहीं होगा, it's a timely process जो आपको follow करना होगा. Find a mentor in your field. Find a mentor in your field is nothing but, you can have any mentor who can guide you. Now I can guide you, I am a mentor, somebody has been a mentor for me, who has guided me in my career path. तो वैसे आप खुद के लिए भी एक मेंटोर ढूंढो जो आपको गाइड कर सकता. I mean, I'm happy to be a mentor, but I'm just saying कि find a mentor who can help you in all your doubts, in your complete journey. Next, be a valuable part of the team. When you join any company, I mean, in the future, be a team player. That is one of the thing which will help you in advancing your career in finance. I mean, in any corporate, because of the corporate politics that take place and all of this, people sometimes become selfish, in a team. But you should not be that. If you become selfish, that means it's the end for you. I mean, you है politics होता है, I'm not saying no. You should be sharp, you should not be naive, but you should also be a team player. That's how it will help you. Next, set achievable goals. अब एक रात में मैं ये कर दूंगा, मैं वो कर दूंगा, वैसे नहीं होता है. Set achievable realistic goals. कि आपको कितना टाइम लगेगा, रियलिस्टिक वे में बताओ. ऐसे नहीं कि मुझे 2 दिन में मैं पूरा सीख लूंगा, ऐसे नहीं होता है ना. यू नीड सम टाइम. Everything that you learn needs time. So उस हिसाब से set achievable goals and work towards your goals. कभी ऐसा होता है one day you study more, one day you don't achieve your target. That is okay, that is appropriately okay, that is fine. But try to be consistent in whatever you're learning. Have goals, achieve them, and then treat yourself up. गोल्स आप ये भी बोल सकते हो कि अरे अगर मैं आज 3 घंटे में ये कर लिया तो आई गेट माई सेल्फ अ चॉकलेट और आई गेट माई सेल्फ समथिंग. So that way it will be a motivator for you to achieve your goal. Okay. Next and the last point is become tech savvy, because now everything is technology, right? As I told you earlier also, that there are a lot of courses that you need to do on technology. Like you need to learn your entire MS Office, because kuch bhi kaam hota hai, it only happens on a laptop, right? So you need to be technology savvy, and you need to know about, you need to be familiar with AI, you need to be familiar with Excel, you need to be familiar with all the softwares that are coming. I mean, आप job में जाओगे तो भी सीखोगे, वहाँ पे भी training रहेगी, not that it won't be there, but it is better to have basic courses done from your side before entering into a job market. Okay. So this is on the last slide. Other than that, I would just like to conclude that we have discussed about types of, options in finance. What are the courses that you can pursue, which will relate to each of your interest domain. But most importantly, please choose your course based on your interest. That is the primary thing. Do not come under any pressure. Do not come under any stress. Do not compare yourself with other people. Okay, this person is doing CA, so let me also do CA. As I explained you in the starting, it will not help you. आप एक loop में stuck हो जाओगे and it will not help you. Okay, so please choose your course according to your interest. First discover your interest, do short term courses, and only then you will be able to know whether you're really interested in finance. Then only you will succeed in the long run. Okay, that is the basic thing, and this is just a brief session. I was just touching upon the points, but I will, if you're looking for any further guidance, I will leave my LinkedIn ID in the chat. You can connect with me. Just give me a second. Yeah, I'm leaving my LinkedIn ID on the chat. Please connect with me for your doubts or anything that you have. I'm happy to help you. I mean, I might be a bit late in responding, but whenever I get time, or whenever I'm out of my office, I will respond to all the questions and everything that you have. Okay. I mean, I have seen, I mean, there are a lot of questions in the chat, but I don't think we have the time right now. You can reach out to me personally, and I can answer to your questions there also. Okay. And one last thing, I want everybody to turn on your cameras. I want to capture this session. One second. Yeah. Please smile, everybody. Yes, I think it is. Yes. Thank you so much, everybody, and thank you for taking out your time. I mean, it's really been good to see you. And if you liked my session, please connect with me on LinkedIn. Leave me a feedback, and I mean, I'll definitely respond to all your questions on LinkedIn there. And if needed, we can also connect on a call. And yeah, that's it for the day. Have a good day. And yeah, thank you so much again.
Thank you so much, Lekha ma'am, for such an insightful and inspiring session. Your guidance on career planning has surely added immense value to our participants' journey. We are truly grateful for your time and wisdom. Looking forward to staying connected. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.